My name is Marlene Guest and I've been coming to this house for on and off for about 5 years. But during the last few weeks, the problems really accelerated, and I want everybody to know what's happening to this poor lady. And nobody is giving, nobody's bothered at all. This lady stood in our town centre yesterday with this notice. Because she's so upset and she's been everywhere. And I've tried my best, so I'm really going to town now to see what we can get done for her. Because nobody on this God's earth should have to put up with this. Can you tell me what's been happening to you in the last week or so? Starting with your television aerial.
Oh, I was talking up front, and when I came to let myself in, they come over the wall, must have done. They didn't pass out, and taken key out of me gate, locked it, and I had to get postman and somebody from across road to get me in.
And how many times have you had your television aerial cut?
4.
So when I cut, there were four repairs yesterday when I came, and it's been cut again since I came yesterday, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about your windows?
Oh, windows. Well, I was up front, tidying it up a bit, and I heard the breakage. I dashed through, and I didn't see anybody. My kitchen windows had been put through. So I went to insurance, and when I came back, they'd done my French windows.
So that's 4 windows then?
Yeah, and they've been down garden, smashed my plants, smashed my little ornaments and everything. Some of them I've had years.
Since you've been here, has anybody ever expressed an interest in your house, wanting to buy it?
Oh, you get fed up of them stopping you. Don't you get fed up of living in an area like this with mainly Asian? We'll buy your house. And I said, I'm going to stay here until I can't manage it. I said, I've got it like a bungalow now.
How long have you been here? Did your old man carry you over at threshold when you got married?
No. Nearly 50 years.
Nearly 50 years. And you've nobody, have you?
Well,
no family, have you?
I've got a son, haven't I?
He's in America. I mean local.
Well, I have, Marlene.
Have you?
But is it all right to tell you about one of them?
Well, where do you go to for support? I mean, how many times have we been to police?
Oh, and for my brother as well. It was only me that did it for him. Others didn't want to know.
So, I've been to police, you've been to police. This is 5 years at least, to my knowledge, and what's been done? What in 5 years of intimidation has been done?
Nothing's been done at all.
All I ever get for you is a crime number.
That's all I ever get.
Well, I have asked for CCTV cameras outside, and I said it'll serve 2 purposes. It'll either catch who's doing it, or it'll stop them doing it.
Well, when you don't bother with anybody much, and I don't, I used to go to my brother's every day. We were right close, you know what I mean? And I thought the way they were treating him were bad enough. But I never thought I'd finish up more or less in the same position.
Yeah. But I feel, as I've gone round various people, they don't want to know. Now, when I tackled grooming, about starting off approximately 10 years ago, I hit the same brick wall. Nobody wanted to know. It wasn't happening. It was all in my imagination. And I'm finding the same again. Go away, it's not happening. But it is happening because it's not just you. It's various other people around here. And I think that something has got to be done. And we're starting with you. I want cameras outside. And I want people to know. That's why we've come to film it today. I want people to know that at 84 years old, this is what you're having to put up with, and it's not on it. So you went out and you came back and somebody's knocked down and removed your Yorkshire post.
Yeah, and he put one at that pair, one at his side, one at my side, but instead of putting it next to Yorkshire post, which he should have done, it didn't.
So now, because you've got no gate post at one side, you can't put your gates back, can you?
That's right.
Which you'd taken off to paint at the time.
Yeah.
So how long have you been without your gates then?
Oh, it's a
years,
while.
haven't you?
Yeah. I had little one renewed altogether. It hasn't got fittings on. It's got undercoat on.
But I've been looking round at reclamation yards, and we're on a high. You're going to have to buy 2 Yorkshire posts. You're talking up to £1,000 to put that right, what they've knocked down. And it's not fair. So they've got their gates now, and you haven't. I think, Margaret, you should be allowed to live out your time in your own home without being intimidated and pestered and threatened.
Exactly. That's what you want.
That's all you want, isn't it? That's all you're asking.
Yeah. I mean, if they speak to me, I speak to them, you know. And I told her over the phone yesterday when a cable were cut again, aerial were cut again, I said, an old Asian got his son to do it first time for me, right? And that's his car number and that, Marlene, there.
Right. So this is a bill. This is a bill for £35 that she's paid just for once repair, and now we've got another one again. I mean, somebody on a small fixed pension can't afford to keep paying £35 a year for this, £45 for windows. It's not on.
I had to pay for chimney, you know.
How much did you have to pay for chimney? They knocked off.
Because Age Concern said you pay it first, £45, right? Well, they wanted 150. But I said, that's a lot, and I said, it's only on one side.
Yeah.
So they knocked 50 off.
Well, when they damaged your chimney, you couldn't use your auger, could you?
No, and it's not. They know I use coke because I get 10 bags a time.
Yeah. So they know you've got an auger and they damaged your chimney.
They know, because a lorry pulls up here. I get it from Wasps.
So they seem to stymie so many things that you do, don't they?
Well, it's like my brother, when he went out, nobody in, was there? I would have had him living with me, but he was a big smoker, right? Nobody there. The thing that he used to do when he went in, you know what I mean?
So your brother had it, he's dead and gone, and now you've got it. And I've been looking at photograph damage they did, yeah.
Oh, I thought to myself, people should know how long this has gone on. So I got some boards out at garage and put them up front. Put it all on, you know. He wouldn't give his name in advertising, would he?
No, they don't.
No. But I was full blown in it, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I am. I always said
it didn't show it post or anything, did it?
No.
It just showed me Forsyth Bush and me.
Yeah.
And them at done said, Mark, you must have been mad. I said, well, I didn't realise that. I said, why can't I bet people wonder what that don't know me? I bet they wonder what I'm like.
Well, you see, that suits them, doesn't it? It suits their to make people feel that you're a bit of a loony. It suits their purpose, doesn't it? Because if you're a loony, they don't listen to you, and you're all eccentric. And him next door called you a stupid old bitch.
Oh, I know.
And I was an effing slag.
Oh, well, they called me an effing old cow, and I thought, well, I hate bad language, me. And she pointed to Ariel, and didn't you have enough with that, you effing old cow? And I thought, well, it must have been then that cut Ariel.
So they said to you, didn't you have enough with Ariel that's been cut 4 times? Well, how did she know your Ariel had been cut 4 times?
Well, look up, see what I mean?
But you're not flitting, are you?
Why should I?
Why should you?
I like it here. I mean, I like to walk to town, get bus back, you know.
It's your home, isn't it?
And plod on in my own way.
Yeah. You see, people think because you're old you don't matter, don't they?
I know.
But you do, love, you do. You
And
matter to some of us anyway.
And if you get a job done, I mean, they only half do it for you because they think, well, there's nobody behind her. Yeah.
Well, this time I'm not going to be put off. They keep calling me racist. But whoever it was that was doing this to you, I would be against them. I would be fighting them, red, white or blue. You shouldn't be allowed to intimidate and smash windows and cut television aerial. You shouldn't be allowed to do this.
Well, the only thing I've seen him do is when he was smashing more with hammer. And then he went in. And as I looked, wagon were coming up to collect cardboard and paper, right? I got some watering buckets, and when they to fill it all up, And when they'd gone, there were a couple coming down. I told you, didn't I? And he just got bucket, kicked it up in air. You'll not be using that heavy thing anymore, he says, for water. It's just outside door, it's all split. It's only an emulsion thing,
Tin,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah, container. Yeah, yeah.
So they think you're supposed to sit here and take it, and when they've intimidated you enough, you're going to sell your house for next to nothing then?
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, and they offered you some sort of swap?
Oh, yeah. What, for a terrace?
And how many rooms has this got?
For a terraced house.
And how many's this got? How many this room got? It's got 7, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So they've offered to swap you a terrace for a 7-room house?
Well, that's nothing. When I went down to my brother's, in from Warwick Street, it took my brother in car to Maltby and wanted him to do a straight swap for 49 Warwick Street, and that's at Maltby. And our neighbour says, oh no, he says, I'm who lives round corner.
And they offered you some sort of cruise?
Yeah, him next door.
What did
he said he'd done it before.
And what did he offer you?
A well cruise.
Yeah.
Right? Then he takes house of her for a minimum rent.
So he's going to get your house for paying you to go on a world cruise, and then you rent your own house back?
That's before he did. Post when he first bought it.
Does he think you're daft?
I don't know when he bought it for 64 or 65. It had a job going with it being near mosque, and he had conservatory done. And him next door, when he was talking to me, he says when he had conservatory done, he gave a false name, so he got it for half price. He put it up for sale for 199 something. Got it down somewhere.
What have they offered you for yours? Have they offered you a price, Margaret?
No.
They've not said a certain price for it.
No, all they've done is they said, "What do you want? You've got driveway and that, you know."
But they've offered you a swap for a terrace and a world cruise.
Yeah.
And what do you think your house is worth?
I've no idea. Oh, two policemen that come recently, he says, how much did you give for this place then?
Well, what's that got to do with it?
Well, I said, I told him, I said, I'm not so sure, but I think that's what we gave. Then they got on about this, and I thought, well, when are they going to go down and have a look at damage that's been done? It seems as they've gone deaf.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, they've urinated in my garden out front.
I remember that. It stunk when you walked past it, did it that often?
But,
and didn't they paint your windows? I remember coming.
You know, I've got to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
I got up one time and looked up at, and I thought, there's somebody in porch. You can't tell who it is, but there's a shadow, you know, on glass. So I come down, shade on, open door, black.
Yeah.
They poured paint in my porch, all down drive, on my lounge window, that one on drive.
Yeah, I remember coming and all your windows were black painted.
And it was gone 12, and they sent somebody out. It's like this on the settee, he says, have you any paper? And I got one of them kids' books. And he says, I want one that come about post.
So they know it's a continual thing then?
Pratt. He says there's nothing you can do at this time. He said somebody will come in the morning and see to it, you know, photographer and that. Well, I got nitro modes, it's expensive, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Anyway, I know Stuart that goes to Bats, so somebody says, what about, what do they call it now, the rubbish?
Dustbin men?
No, you ring them up if you see anything.
Oh yeah, neighbourhood thing, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Anyway, I said, I never thought about that. Oh, come out, Stuart. He says, oh, because he does graffiti and that for council.
Yeah.
He says, oh, done this to I said, well, he says, what a thing to do. Right? And an old Asian come down, he says, just get some water and throw it on it. Well, water won't make any difference, would it?
You see, and with that being is it UPVC, your front windows? Because you can't really put nitromos on certain things because it melts them.
Oh, well, that was all window then. You know, I hadn't had that done. That's one at last I had done, and it was done with MBL, and it's one at worst I've had done.
Well, I mean, have they told you how much it's going to cost to replace these leaded glass windows?
Well, I was thankful that I were insured.
But your premium won't it now? Because you've had that many claims on it, you're going to have to pay more for your premium now.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It's going to go up again.
Exactly. And I mean, I shan't replace plants, will I, and ornaments and that.
No. Well, it's pointless replacing them, keep getting broken, isn't it? And it's your bit of pleasure, isn't it, going down in your garden?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like me, you put your seeds in your greenhouse, you pot them on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't find photos when they trash greenhouse.
You've had your greenhouse trashed?
Yeah, years ago. And that was when Environment Health were on Alma Road. And they came and they put a notice on it. And when I didn't hear anything, I went to a council meeting. And there was this Asian sat there, a big fella. I said, oh, I can't see you. I said, I've come about an Asian. He says, I'm Councillor Mead. He says, sit down and tell me. This was in November, Marlin, you'd never believe it. He'd had it thrown out at Environment in September. I've got dates somewhere in the house. He sat there telling me I'll look into it, Mrs. Couldn't believe it.
Well, we'll have a really big effort this time and see what we can do.
And look when he's finished up.
Oh, yeah. Lord Ahmed.
Oh. Oh, I tell you, makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Well, we've had the allotted time now. I think people have got a good idea of what you've had to put up with. And it's been above 5 years that I've been coming. And you rang me up, didn't you, out at Blue? Well, somebody told you to ring me, didn't they? And then you rang me out at Blue and I didn't know who you were. And I came down and I've just spent 5 years running round. But this is now, it's getting worse. So we'll do our best. But thank you for your time and we'll do our best to get it sorted for you.